our Sunday celebration today, we are focusing on the theme of the month, which is um, good to great to grand. That's the theme of the month. And today's topic is stepping into your greatness. And you might ask yourself, how do I step into my greatness? How do I do that? Well, what I know is that it takes a lot of courage to do it, but I also know that it's a process. It's not an overnight thing. My mother used to say that Rome was not made in a day, and it's true. And so, because Rome was not made in a day, and even if you really think about nature, and you take the time to observe nature, you see how nature goes through seasons. And we have springtime, we have summer. In springtime, everything is coming out, is coming to life. And summertime, we see the fruits of springtime. But really, the fruits of springtime were being cultivated, germinating in the winter. So it's the same thing in our lives. Remember that. It's a process. It's a process that we must surrender to. Just like nature surrenders to it, you and me are here to surrender to it. And when we say surrender, it doesn't mean that you say, oh, do whatever you want with me. No, it's not that. It means acceptance. In other words, accept what is, and know that it's a greater plan for your life, regardless of what it's looking like. That's what I know. Eckhart Tolle says that in his book, he said, when the basis of your actions is in inner alignment in the present moment, your actions become empowered with the intelligence of life itself. So what does this mean? It means that we must live our life in harmony with what's inside of us. What's inside of us is what is manifested in our outer world. And look at what situations you are involved in. Look at the people that are in your surrounding. Look at the people at your job. Look at the people that you having conversations with, and what are they triggering in you when you're having those conversations? And so that is going to give you an idea of where you are internally. Where are you? What are you thinking? What are you harboring all day long? What is it? So it's about last time we spoke about being curious. It's about paying attention, being reflection, and constantly every single day. If you do the reflection before you go to sleep, it's easier. But if you are on the phone or watching TV or distracting yourself, rather than taking the last 15 minutes before you go to sleep to reflect on what was your day about, or what happened in your day, what is it that you need to learn of what happened in your day, or what is it informing you? Because the universe is always informing us. The question is, are we paying attention to it? So that's what I know. And I know it because I've been living life, and I've been in this journey of evolution. And the more I grow into it, the more I realize it is so true. Whatever is inside of me is always showing up. And sometimes the things that are showing up that I do not like is because it's time for them to die. It's time for me to release them, to let them go. Because sometimes not sometimes, but most of the time, what makes us suffer is our attachments to things, to people, to places. And it is painful because sometimes we have to go through grieving, right? We have to grieve. We have to go through the process of grieving, of letting it go. And that's okay. Know that whatever that is good, regardless of what it looks like, especially if it doesn't look right, especially if it looks messy. Because what I know is that after the messiness, something beautiful comes out. Think about a woman giving birth. Giving birth is very messy, very, very messy. But the child comes and the mother forgets about all the messiness. Everybody forgets about all the messiness. And this beautiful baby, it brings joy, it brings peace, it brings hope, it brings new life into the family, into everyone that is in that room. So it's the same thing with the situations that happen in our lives. And the more we understand that, the more we observe it, the better it is for us. So what I know is that it's very important for us to know those things, because that will help us to align in our life purposes, right? Because that will help us to become aware of the passions that is within us to come out so we can be it. And as we be it, now we are becoming examples to others. And others can be inspired by you, by your life, by the way you showing up in life. You see, that's what we're here for. We're here to inspire one another. We're not here to change anyone. We're here to inspire one another. Yes, at one time, I'm guilty of it. I used to think when I started in this journey, especially when I first learned or when I first became aware of it, I really wanted to change everybody. And I was wondering what was wrong with everybody, why they couldn't see it. And then I came to realize that I'm not here to change anybody. Um, I am here to be compassionate about where others are and have empathy for them, for where they are, listen to them and see them regardless of how they showing up, regardless of what they're doing, to see them for who they really are. And then I think that is the power, and it's not something that happens overnight. I didn't come to this realization overnight, but what I know is that it has got me closer and closer to be in alignment. And that's what it's about. It's about the first step is to be in alignment with who you really are in this journey so you can find the inner balance within yourself. And as you have that inner balance and you become aware of who you truly are, then you can be in alignment with others. Then you can be able to navigate through life. Then you're going to be able to navigate with clarity. I've been praying for clarity this year. I have been praying a lot for clarity because I felt that clarity to a higher, deeper meaning, not just clarity of how to go somewhere, no, but deeper, in a deeper meaning. Dennis Merritt Jones, in The Art of Living, he reminds us, he said, to be impeccable in our words is to bring our spoken word and our unspoken intention into alignment so that the inner thought and the outer actions are the same. So that means that our intention is the next step, right? First, we become aligned. First, we become aligned with who we are, what's inside of us. So the inner is the reflection of the outer. The outer world is a reflection of the inner world. And so as we set the intention, it's very important that we set clear intentions. So what is your intention, okay, in this path? What is it that you're thinking or you feeling that you are needing to live a greater life, to step into your greatness? What is it? Is it clarity? Is it abundance of health? Is it abundance of love? What is it? And that answer, you the only one who give it to you, because I can give you my answer, but that doesn't mean that is your answer, because you and me are in this journey, and each one of us are in our own path, in our own, because it's our own journey. You and me might not be in the same place, and that's okay. Because I have, maybe because I have gone through similar situations that you have gone through, I am more able to understand you, to really feel where you are in your path. And because of that, I'm able to be more compassionate with you, right? And it doesn't mean necessarily that I have to go through some things to be compassionate about it. No, it doesn't mean that. It means that because we have that intention, it becomes easier, okay? Because we have the intention of discovering who we really are. Because what I know, I was telling my granddaughter the other day, you know, now with so much that is going on in the world, especially the news, how they spread out, whether it's good news or bad news, it doesn't matter what kind of news. But what I know is that the bad news spread out faster, right? So with social media, okay, what are you discovering when you are interacting in social media? How are you choosing to interact in social media? That's important. That's important because that begins to to um to show up in so many ways in your life, right? It comes, you become more confident, you become more determined to be true to yourself, to be true to yourself. And when you become true to yourself, it's because you know who you are and you know what you stand for. And no one can move you from who you know you are because you're grounded. You're grounded in your truth. And so when you're grounded in your truth, it becomes easier for you to be authentic. It becomes easy to become authentic because there's nothing to hide. You stop trying to please people, right? A lot of people. I've never been a people pleaser, but to a certain amount of percentage, I was a people pleaser, right? I think that all of us have been there, especially as children. We realize that by pleasing our parents, we're not gonna get in trouble. So we learn to people please in our early years because of whoever our parents are. They did the best. I'm not here to bash on the parents, okay? They did the best that they knew how to do when they were raising you. I say that to my children. I did the best that I knew how to when I was raising you. And now I have grandchildren, and because I have this new higher consciousness, I'm more aware of my truth. I can actually be a different grandparent to my grandchildren, you see. And I feel that I have so much to give to them, and I can see them really from who they really are, from a deeper level, not just as my children or grandchildren, you see. So it's very important that we remember that when we want to be in an authentic living, we want to have an authentic life. That means that we're going to have authentic relationships, we're going to have authentic partnership, collaborations. All that is going to play into our life as a whole. But it takes first for you to be authentic with yourself. And as you become authentic with yourself, starting with knowing who you are, who you really are, not the identity, because what I see is that we live in a confused society. We identify ourselves by by our names, by our sexual orientations, by our genders, but we're so much more than that. We're so much more than that. And when we realize that we're so much more than what we identify ourselves with, then we're starting to know who we are. Because the divine love, divine God, spirit, universe, whatever you want to call it. It is what is animating your body. It is what is animating your beingness. It is living through you, as you, in you. Spirit is having a human experience. You're not, as a human, we're not having a spiritual experience. No, the spirit within us is having a human experience as you and me. And when we realize that, then we can allow ourselves to flow like water and let the rivers of water flow. And then we can allow ourselves to flow in life. And then everything begins to flow in our life. Everything that we desire, we have those desires because it's the spirit within each one of us that desires to have that kind of life experience. And so when we allow it, when we surrender to it, we are accepting that we are spirit. We are spirits living as Ellen. Spirit is living as you, whatever your name is, regardless of your gender orientation or sexual orientation, whatever identity that you call yourself as. You're so much more than that. And when you realize that, now you can step into your greatness. And I am not saying that you're not going to go through challenging times. You and me are here to have challenging times, I think, because it's part of the experience of the spirit within you and me. Spirit, in order for you and me to awaken to who we really are, we have those challenges so we can remember, to help us remember who we are, so we can accept, so we can allow, so we can surrender to that greatness within ourselves. And so when we do that, now it's easier for us to be in alignment with who you really are. You know, Ernest Holmes tells us the ultimate goal of life does not mean that we shall ever arrive at a spiritual destination where everything remains static and inactive. That which to our present understanding seems an ultimate goal will when attained, be but the starting point for a new and further evolution. You see, so we're not here to get to a destination. In a few words, what Ernest is saying to us, okay, Ernest Holmes is the founder of Science of Mind, and Ernest is telling us that we're not here. The goal is not to get to a destination. No, it's an ongoing spiral up. Spiral up is an evolution. You know, I was telling someone earlier, I thought few months ago, a few years ago, that I knew something. And the more I become aware, I realize that I don't know a lot of things, that I'm still learning so much. And there's so much within me to be learned about myself that I do not know about me, because every time I am surrounded by my grandchildren, by my children, my family members, I realize there's a part of me that that I was not aware of, and that thanks to them, I am aware of it. You see, and so it's a wonderful thing. I think it's about living life from a place of curiosity, just like a child. And I think that that's the reason why Jesus said, in order for you to get into the kingdom, you have to be like one of these little children. You know, I don't know where in the Bible, but I know it's in the New Testament. And I know that he said that, and not exactly the way I said it, but he meant that. I'm paraphrasing, but he said, in order for you to get into the kingdom of heaven, meaning the kingdom of heaven is your higher consciousness, your awareness of a higher consciousness, your awareness of your oneness with God, with love, with divinity, with spirit, with universe, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. when you get there, now you are able to enter because you have that awareness, because you are curious. Children are very curious. I have a 2.5-year-old. Oh my God. He's so curious. And I observe him so much because I said to myself, oh my God, he's teaching me. He's teaching me. And so I invite you to celebrate life. I invite you to surrender to life. I invite you to align yourself with your inner greatness, because your greatness is inside of you, and you are here to bring it out. There's nothing outside for you. I remember I used to hear that, and I did it. I thought I understood it, but I didn't. Nowadays, I think I got it. I'm not even 100% sure, but I believe I got it. I believe I got it. Okay. So let's move forward with the intention to activate that greatness within ourselves. And the more we become aware of it, the more self actualized we're going to become, the more happy you and me are going to be, the more financial abundance we will experience, the more health and wholeness we are going to experience. And then we don't have to wait to die to be in heaven. We can be in heaven here. See, that's what it's about. It's not about us dying and thinking that when we die, we're going to go to heaven if we are good people. No, it's about accepting, opening, surrendering, aligning, and cultivating each single day that is within us. That's what it's about. I invite you to do that. I invite you to do that every single day. And so you might ask me, okay, so how can I do that, Ellen? How can I do that? I'll always like to give you some tools, and one of the tools that I want to give you is that you allow yourself to be guided by your values. And when you have clarity of who you are and whose you are, what you stand for on a daily basis, and you align yourself with that is within you, as you, then it is easier for you to manifest the life that you desire to experience. So have clarity. Clarity is so important. So the intention is to have clarity of who you are, what you are here to be, to do. Okay, when you have clarity on that, then everything else falls into place. And as you do that, when you are in a community, as a community, I like to say, let's come together and have a visioning. Let's talk about what's going on in our community that we would love to see different. Let's talk about what do we envision our leadership in our communities to look like, and let's work towards it. Let's set some goals of how we can attain that in our community, in our workplace. If you're an entrepreneur and you're collaborating with others, how are you going to do that? Or what must happen in order for that to happen? That's what I would say. Keep in mind those things, okay? And as you do that every single day, make sure that you are on a daily basis, in the morning and before you go to sleep, that you have some affirmations for clarity. I'm going to give you one that I usually say, especially when I find myself that I want more clarity. I do it as a mantra. And what I say is, I say, God, divine love, fills my heart and gives me clarity. Divine love fills my heart and gives me clarity. Divine love fills my heart and gives me clarity. You see, you can use that if you want to, and you can make your own. And I go to sleep with that mantra. And so, as we speak with about affirmations, I want to invite you to our affirmations. So, take a deep breath. And our first affirmation is, I trust in the journey of discovery and embodying my most authentic self. Take a deep breath. Let it sink in. The next one, I attract people and opportunities that support my alignment with my true self. Take a deep breath. The next one, it is so. I am deserving of a life that reflects my essence of who I truly am. Let's do that again. It is so that I am deserving of a life that reflects the essence of who I truly am. Take a deep breath. And as you let this affirmations sink in, as you allow these affirmations to be who you are, you remember, I remember, that there's only one power. That power, that mind, that energy that I call God, that I call divine love, that presence, that I have no doubt in my mind, in my heart, in my whole being, that it's animating this body as Ellen, as you. And when I say I am speaking about you as well, because there's only one, regardless of where you are, whether you're here live or you're listening to this recording later. What I know is that there's only one, that you and me are the oneness of the divine love. And as we recognize that truth about each other, as we recognize that truth of each other, we bowed into that divinity of each other. We filled ourselves with gratitude for being aware of this truth about each other. And as we realize and accept this truth about each other, we say thank you for those qualities of God, the quality of love, of peace, of wholeness, of abundance, abundance of love, abundance of finances, abundance of health, abundance of all that our heart desires. Because what I know is that everything is already here for us. As you and me are here, all that we desire is already here for us, ready for us for the taking, ready for us to use it and to be used by it. As we embrace the oneness of our greatness, as we step into our greatness, as we step into that authentic life, we intentionally, on a daily basis, say yes. We say yes to life. We say yes to all those qualities of life. And what I know is that as we continue to say yes to it, We are opening our lives and it's coming to us. No need for us to chase it. No need for us to look for it, as it's already here. And as we open our hearts, our minds, and our whole beings, it attracts, it comes together, it unifies itself to it. And we get to embark, we get to experience a blissful life. That regardless of the challenges of life, life challenges do not touch us as they used to when we were not aware of who we are and whose we are. We, be, we become one with the truth of who we are. And we can be the observant of the situations, of the conditions, and we can reflect on it, look into it, and see the lessons of it, see the message that is bringing to us, as everything in the universe is speaking to us in a language that when we pay attention, we become in tune with it. And as we become in tune with it, we understand it. It's a language. So we open ourselves to the understanding of the language of greatness, language of complete love. And what I claim is that everyone that is in our hearts at this moment is covered by love. And what I know is that that love brings clarity, reminds our loved ones, our dear ones, reminds them of who they are and whose they are. And as each one of them remember, we all become free, free to be happy, truly joyful, because nothing has to happen. Joy is within us. It's so beautiful to know this truth about the power that is within each one of us, and the power that we begin to experience and to enjoy when we step into our greatness. By partnering with the divine love in our oneness with it. I give thanks for this realization. I give thanks for this knowing in my heart, in my bones. And I speak these words, I'm speaking it for you as well. I'm speaking it for me and for you and for all those that are listening to this broadcast now and later. I claim the best life. And I let it be. I let it be. I release it, knowing divine love, knowing the law doesn't bring nothing back. Nothing goes void. Everything is already there. And so it is, and now it is. Ashe. Amen. Beautiful. So now that you have heard a treatment, that is called a treatment. That's a spiritual prayer. We're speaking the truth of who we are. That's what we do here. So here at One Love Center, what we do is that We have prayer professionals, like we said earlier, if you're just joining us now. We are ready and willing and able to remind you of your, that spirit is full of power, charged, and ready within you for immediate use. So make sure that you give us a call, make sure that you connect with us. You can send us an email at one love, onelovecenter.org, or you can give us a call at 844-295-5155. That's what you can do. And as always, we said to you, we at this time, it's a time for you to go into your pocketbooks and say, I feel so spiritually fed, if that is so, and share your good with One Love Center. As we continue to do this ministry, there are expenses that we must cover, but beyond that, know that when you share your good, you're sharing it as saying thank you. That's what you're doing. It's a form of you saying thank you. It's a form of you showing your gratitude, reciprocity. So just share whatever that is. We also need someone to help us with our broadcast on a weekly basis. So if you know anyone that has would love to volunteer their time, it's a form of giving, then please ask them to connect with us. Give us a call. Send us an email at onelovecenter.org, or they can give us a call at 844-295-5855. The information is on the screen and you can connect with us. And we'll be more than happy and so grateful for you to connect us with that person. So now, if you want to do your donations, you can go to onelovecenter.org, click on the donation button, okay, and then it's going to take you to PayPal and you do the process. Or you can send us the money by Cash Me App, and you can go to $ One Love CSL. That is the symbol for One Love Center on Cash App. And we thank you for that. Now, what we want to do is that we are going to do the affirmation of abundance. Okay. So the affirmation of abundance, it says, it says, let me see. Okay, the affirmation of abundance says, money as money as a gift of spirit. I'm having
That's
a hard
okay.
time seeing it.
That's all right. We got you covered. So, as Ellen usually says, go for the vibration, put your hand over your heart, and just feel that heartbeat and know that it's magnified, especially with your thought, by what you receive and what you give. And say the affirmation. And it says, money, as one of many gifts of spirit, is good. And as I share my offerings, I know that I am actively creating a space to receive more gift, more money, and more good. And I am grateful for the ability to give and for the good works these gifts do in our center and in our world. And now it is. Yes.
Thank
Thank you. Thank
you.
you for that wonderful talk, Ellen. And there are some announcements. So I'll just go over them. Ellen did mention that we could use some technical assistance. So if you know anybody, including yourself, that might be interested in not doing it all the time, but some of the time, we could use your help. Also, we're still looking to present this class called Beyond Limits. So if you feel like, yeah, maybe you're living limited beliefs, limited thoughts, limited actions, limited outcome, limited receiving, limited giving, well, you can move into living beyond those limiting beliefs by registering for our classes. class. Let us know if you're interested, and let's get it. Let's make it happen. I know that's how Ellen came to us. She said, "Hey, Rodney, I want to do. I want to do that. I want to learn more." And there was no class that was going to happen until she made that intention. She said yes to a life that she knew was going to exist before it was showing up. And when she said yes, she started coming on Sunday. She was coming. We a class really came out of nowhere. All of us from no people, we had 6 people. It was just like incredible. I mean, that's serious power. Yeah, power of intention. And if you know anything about Ellen, if you didn't know, you're going to know now. And she's a very powerful minded person because it's a mind of spirit. So anyway, yeah, if you're interested, go to our website and respond to us. Let us know, hey, I'm ready to move beyond my limiting beliefs and not just limiting beliefs, but the limited manifestations that's showing up. Like if you're feeling like there's just not enough, like you're not getting enough, you're not enough. You, hey, that's okay. We can work with you, and we can work together and move beyond those limiting beliefs. We are also this summer having the second uh, conference called Celebrating Our Soul. It's put together by the people of African descent in New Thought Group, Consciously Creating Change, August 1st to the 4th, this coming year, this summer. And it's going to be at Unity Village. That by itself is a great reason to go. It's where Unity headquarters is, and it's wonderful. You can go to the website www.padntg.com /. Also, you can look us up on Facebook, People of African Descent New Thought, and yeah, so definitely check it out, look into it. It's going to be a wonderful, great opportunity. Also, right after that, and I'm going to go to both, and so is Ellen, actually. We're going for the convention party. It's CSL Convention of the Americas in Chapala, Mexico, August 6th to the 10th. Registration is now open. Go to the website, conventionoftheamericas.com. Okay, and just go through it, check it out, and hey, take a wonderful trip. And it's gonna. All of this is meant to expand our conscious awareness of life, how life good is. We're going from good to great to grand, and this is one of the ways in which we do it. And listen, I would ask, request, suggest, contact us. Get to us on the website. There's some blogs on the website. Ellen does, very consistent blogs. Check it out. Respond to it. Reply to it. And this is what it's about. This is how we grow. And I mean in a spiritual way. The universe is always expanding. Life is always changing, and we need to have our consciousness move right along with it in a conscious way. Be aware of how we're growing and what tools that you heard mentioned also. What are we using for that? So I want to thank you again, Ellen, for a wonderful talk and a lot of food, a lot of food to nurture us, to grow on. And come on back. And yeah, there you are. So
Thank
we're going to just,
you.
yeah, you're definitely awesome. So you have any final remarks that you want to make before we close?
Well, number one, thank you, Reverend Rodney, for being here and for being persistent. Thank you for all of you who are here live that are say yes, because I know your time is valuable and you could have done so many things and you decided to be here today.
Oh,
And I
we,
want you
we
to,
have we have Elizabeth and Tina Fista. And if there's
wonderful.
anybody else, I wasn't able to figure it out, but thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Invite your friends to be with us on Sundays. Remember, we're here to be with you, to support you in every way that we can. But we only can support you if you reach out to us. but we are here for you. Remember that, and tell your friends about One Love Center.
And
And
share the
also, I want
video.
to say, and I also want to tell you that we are starting a Spanish ministry, and so we're working on that. But we have been doing a Spanish show broadcast every Monday that we do. Is called Más allá de tus límites, which means beyond your limits. That's what it means. And it's a talk show that I do every Monday, and I've been doing for over 6 months. And the intention is to attract the Latino community. So if you know anyone that speaks Spanish, please share that link with them. It's live every Monday, so share it with your friends that speak Spanish, so they know about it. And when we have a service, we will let you know when that comes out. So we're putting it together. We're working on that. But for now, we have that show every Monday. And thank you so much for everything that you do, for your donations and everything. We couldn't be here without you. That's what I know.
Great. So thank you so much. And Ellen is going to do the benediction, the closing prayer, after which we were going to have a very appropriate song to her talk. And
Okay.
we know it's about moving from good to grand. I mean, any one of those is fine. Good is great. Great is even better. And grand, it's as good as it gets, and it keeps getting better. So, um, okay, Ellen, thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
So in that space of love, in that space of being open to your greatness, allow yourself to just sink into everything that we have shared today, and let it sink in. Let it really just sit within you, so you can be it, and at least just practice one of those tools that we share. Because what I know is that when we choose, then the next thing is that we must act on it. The action of it allows it to be ingrained in our being on a daily basis. So I am knowing that today and the rest of the week is a week of abundance, it's a week of wholeness and health, it's a week of manifesting love in every area of your life. It's a week of love between your loved ones and everything that you do, everything of how you show up in the world. That's what I know. That's what I claim. And I am knowing that this celebration is anchoring you, and all those of you that are listening to this broadcast later is anchoring you in that truth. And so I give thanks for that and so much more. I give thanks for Reverend Rodney. I give thanks for One Love Center Ministry. I give thanks for the greater CSL, for that platform that allows us to continue to evolve and continue to grow, and continue to be open to our greatness, and continue to be the the vessels and the channels to allow spirit to speak through us as spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Father, Mother God, for this and so much more. And I release it and I let it be, and so it is, and now it is. Ashe, amen. Thank you.